Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, I have the Wise Dog Tarot on the table because we're going to sniff out the truth. I want to find out it was Catherine's hand forced to make that announcement because the breach at the hospital was, they found out that there was a breach, that the information was out there, and she wanted to control the narrative. So, did Catherine decide to come out with the truth because her hand was forced? Is basically what I'm asking. So, was Catherine's hand forced to make the announcement so that she was in control of the narrative? Was Catherine's hand forced? Was Catherine's hand forced to make the announcement so that she was in control of the narrative and not the impending release of her medical records? This is interesting because I did that reading, like, why are they protecting Catherine? I don't think it was protecting Catherine. I think it was protecting her medical records. Go back and look at that reading and you'll see. Change it to protecting Catherine to protecting her medical records, protecting her privacy. And then that reading really makes a lot more sense. Okay, did Catherine make the announcement about her cancer so that she controlled the narrative and not the impending release of her medical records? Also, it takes the info out of it. They can't make money off of them anymore, right? So we're using the dog tarot to sniff out the truth. Cards are ready. Ace of Cups in reverse. The High Priestess in reverse. Secrets being released. The Ten of Cups. She did it for the kids. She absolutely did. King of Wands in reverse. And Justice in reverse. Yes, 100%. 100%. Her hand was forced. The secret was coming out. This King of Wands in reverse could be the inspectors, the police that are looking for the breach. The Ace of Cups here and the Justice. There was a lot of tears over the unfairness of this. But as many commentators have said, she wanted to protect her children. And she even said in her announcement there, it was so that they could explain it to the children at their age level. Also, the timing of that, I can't believe the Ten of Cups here is right in the middle. That's the family. She was more concerned about her children. Yes, there was a lot of tears, rivers of tears cried about the injustice of it all. Absolutely, the illegal exposure of her health records, the secrets being released. She had no choice but to come out and control the narrative for her family, for her children. And it was interesting timing because the children don't have to go to school tomorrow or like the next day. I think they're off now for a couple of weeks, so they have lots of time to talk to the children about it. The children don't have to hear school ground gossip or bullying or whatever it is. They heard it right from their parents' mouth. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, they wanted to control the narrative. They wanted to plant the seeds. They wanted to also, this is taking away the money that they would have made. The Hanged Man, she had no choice. Her hands were tied. She had no choice. It's you have no choice. If you want to be the one who tells your children, control the narrative with your children, you have no choice. Death. Wow. Yeah, and also I think what she wanted to do is make sure the children weren't scared. This King of Wands here in reverse could be her doctor. King of Wands can be doctors. King of Swords can be surgeons. King of Wands can be doctor. King of Cups can be heart specialists or internists, etc., etc. And then the Death here I think this is like it's interesting to me. I'm trying to get a handle on the timing when they knew the cancer diagnosis. It just seems a long time between January and the end of February, unless like they went to some kind of special um, lab or something like that. Interesting. Is that a lab? The sun in reverse. Yeah, they really tried to keep it secret for as long as they could. Nine of Wands upright. They honestly, she was so embattled by it. Boundaries. She wanted to control the narrative. She wanted to control the boundaries of it. There she is. She took the stick away from them. They can't beat her with it anymore. Um, she now controls um, the everything, right? They can't they can't make money off of her. I'm talking about the people who try to take the records. They can't take money off of her. She actually she won this battle. She won this battle. Um, I think she really they wanted to keep it in the dark for much longer, but they couldn't. The sun here. It was a really um interesting. This sun is here and this sun is here. uh they tried to keep it as secret from the children as long as they could. Of course, you don't want to worry your children, and also you want answers, right? Children are going to have questions. You want to have answers. When you tell children, I don't know, or maybe, or their own little minds start going, or they ask friends at school and they get wrong answers. You know, my mom, died of cancer or whatever, and wearing them Page of Swords. They wanted to control the internet. This is my internet card, the Page of Swords, and it's upright. This is them, and remember, the Page of Swords is small social media. There was like a 2-minute speech, and that was put on social media, right on their Kensington Palace, Twitter, Instagram. I think the BBC released it or whatever, but it wasn't like a long drawn out article. There wasn't a lot of real substance in it. So it is definitely Page of Swords. Yes, absolutely. She took control of the narrative. Her hand was forced. Her hand was forced. She didn't want to do that. She didn't want to bring the spotlight onto her. She actually wanted to keep it a little bit in the dark. But once the breach happened, um, she decided, or the palace or powers that be decided, let's take control of the narrative. They can no longer hurt me with this information. They can't make money off of it. They can't hurt me. They can't hurt my children. And so she took charge and gave them just enough. Just enough. That's what Page of Swords is. That's your tweets. That's your Facebook. That's your blog. Even this isn't the Knight of Swords is your journalist, is your book writer, is your in-depth story. But the Page of Swords is I'm throwing you a bone. I'm throwing you a bone on social media, like it's all over social media, but to her benefit, to her benefit. And again, we have a little sun here. And, so it really she's feeling a little bit more in control of her own information. The Hierophant. Well, yeah, I think the royal family was behind her in doing this. The Seven of Swords. So, yeah, we're talking about the theft of her information. The Star in reverse. This theft of her information and the fact that she wasn't healing or she had other problems, right? The Star upright is hope and healing. And in reverse, this would be the theft of the information that she was sicker than they were letting on. 10 of Pentacles here with the Hierophant. Yeah, you know what? She had the blessing of the royal family, of all of them, to nip this in the bud. And in some respects, she had her own strategy that she stole that oomph from them, right? So they were possibly trying to make some money off of it, and or whatever they were going to do with it. And the strategy was, in some respects, she stole that strategy from them. She, I, right? Maybe they didn't expect her to do that, but she had the blessing of the royal family of the firm. The family was right behind her with how she did it here, everywhere from King Charles, and we've heard from King Charles that he's so proud of her and whatnot, and I think he's proud of her that she her strategy to make sure they didn't make any money off of her information, and for her to announce she's not as well um, as they were hoping by this point. 5 of Swords in reverse, 8 of Swords. There we go. That's the I think the 5 of Swords here in reverse is a clapback, actually. Is quite the clapback. Is I won this. I won this battle. 5 of Swords upright is winning at any cost. You win, but you lose, favor or whatever. Oh, and the clock agrees with me. But in reverse, that's you've won the battle. The swords are put down. Nobody is coming back to argue with you. The debate is over. The debate is over. You won at you won that one. 8 of Swords here. I think I'm thinking that in some respects she really does feel like a victim mentally, that she was actually forced to do this. And of course, who wouldn't feel like a victim? Who wouldn't have PTSD from what she's gone through? I think it's going to take a lot for her to undo that, for her to open up again. I think we won't see anything from her for a while, talking about what she has, because you look at these swords, they're in front here, and her eyes are closed, and she's looking this way. And I think that'll be all for now. Thank you. And I think it'll take her a long time to get over what has gone on, and the fact that her hand was forced, and the fact that it's not fair, and how much she's cried over it. And I mean, the woman's done nothing wrong. She hasn't written a book. She hasn't gone on Oprah. She doesn't berate the royal family. All she wanted was a couple of months off. Like anybody would take time off if you had major surgery. That's all she wanted. That's all she asked for. Privacy for a couple of months off. And it snowballed into something completely out of control. And I think in some respects, we'll see a much more closed. And I read that on her birthday reading. She was really going to tighten her circle. And it'll be down to just a few people that she trusts. And I think this is why. I think there might have been some boundaries crossed with some people, and she's just mentally protecting herself now. Just mentally, her eyes are closed, and she's put this fence up, this mental fence around herself. And I don't think, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear anything for a long time from her now. Like the cat's out of the bag. What's more to say? I maybe like in 8 months or so, when things are cured and we see her more out and about, maybe she'll talk about it then. I think she's shell shocked, to tell you the truth. She needs a mental break. Her eyes are closed. Yeah. All right. Well, don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for spending this time with me. And what a shame. What an absolute shame that she has to go through all of this on top of everything. Don't forget to give a prayer for Charles and Catherine tonight. And please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.